Tommy, we're seeing just a little bit of it kicking up.
Nothing these student athletes can't handle, Keenan.
No. I think especially if you're Navy, they row on the Severn every day, so they're used to conditions. And just like that, flag is up, flag is down, and away we go here in the men's third Varsity 8 race. We have Princeton in lane 1, closest to the camera here. Navy in lane 2. Wow, Princeton shooting out. Aggressive start here from the Tigers as they quickly get up a couple seats over Navy.
But it's early in the race, Keenan. You know, we've got a lot of race left to go. It's not a race to the 250-meter mark. It's a race to the 2,000-meter mark.
Wow, astute observation, Tommy. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Princeton still in their high strokes through 250, and they are able to get there first. So if there was a trophy for that, Princeton would win it. But again, a lot of race to go here. Striding out to their base cadence, you can see both of these crews starting to come down to something a bit more sustainable. Princeton, they're striking about, let's call it 35 and a half, 36 or so. Navy, similar rating here. Yeah, also hitting about a 35. So they're going to base it at similar cadences here. So when you're basically matching cadence, Tommy, it's all about who's got more power and who's got more fitness. And so far with, so far into this one, it's Princeton. Princeton looking good 500 meters into it.
Yeah, they just won the race to the 500.
They did, yeah.
Yep.
They'll get that trophy as
Princeton
well.
coxswain Miley Organek is a cadet in the Army ROTC program here at Princeton. So maybe there's a little Army-Navy, rivalry going on in this race.
People have called this one the unofficial Army-Navy rowing race.
Wow. Who?
It's the everybody that I've talked to. Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
You said it?
I've said it a couple times.
Anyone else?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Princeton looking pretty good here. They sit up bow to stern over Navy in this unofficial Army-Navy race. Continuing to push here. 750. Yeah, it's Tigers. They're going to try to break open water here in the middle of this race. Navy will try their best to hang on to overlap. Talk about it time and time again, but breaking open water can be such a mental, psychological advantage. So if you're Princeton, this is typically where you would want to throw in a move to try to get that margin as quickly as possible. And if you're Navy, you're desperately trying to hang on for dear life and to maintain that contact.
Yeah, you do. You say that all the time, Keenan.
Yeah. Princeton now currently breaking open water. They sit up, let's call it a seat of open water over Navy, 1,000 meters into this one. Both of these crews will probably throw some big shots here. Typically, you see teams throw in big 15s, big 20s to try to rattle the competition. Let's see if Navy has an answer or if Princeton's going to continue to push this thing out.
Fun fact for you, Keenan. In this Princeton 3V boat, Alex Kawaja and Miley Organek both have younger siblings who were accepted into Princeton for the great class of 2029.
Wow. I've heard people call that the greatest class.
Well, it's certainly great, and can't wait to be commentating for them next year.
That's amazing. I wonder if they'll be part of the rowing team.
Well, they better be, because, their older siblings are.
7:50 to go here, and it is the Tigers. They sit up, let's call it 2 to 3 seats of open water over Navy. Looking super cool, calm and collected here. Rowing super well. You see great blade work here from the Tiger 3V. Navy also rowing great, but it looks like the Tiger 3V just a bit more dynamic, a little more explosive off the footboards, and that's been the difference here so far.
But I wouldn't count this Navy boat out yet, Keenan. Sitting in 4-seat Harrison Kaplan going into the Marine Corps.
Oh, wow.
So, they've got some toughness in there.
They're definitely tough. Yeah, nobody's ever doubted the toughness of the midshipmen. One of the toughest crews and one of the toughest programs really in the country. So
you keep saying tough, Keenan.
If you're Princeton, you don't want to count these guys out. 500 to go. They sit up pretty comfortably, almost a half boat of open water. But, with a big sprint, if you're Navy, you could try to turn this thing.
Yeah. Princeton won the race to the 250, the 500, the 1,000, the 1,500. But it's a 2,000-meter race, Keenan.
It's all about that final race, Tommy, to the finish line. Let's see if Princeton can close this one.
Some would call it the only race.
That's right. Most people would call it that.
Really? Who?
Princeton looking really good here. They're starting to build for the line. They set up a half boat of open water. Navy starting to gear up as well, but Princeton building margin here. Final stages of this race.
Yep. Into the red buoys, last 250 meters. We'll see both of these boats in their high strokes of their sprint.
Princeton hitting about a 37, so they've geared up once. They may have another gear or two before the finish. You can see Navy on the left of your screen also starting to build, also striking a 37. So these guys have been matching rating basically from start to finish of this race here. Princeton into their final 10 strokes, and they've opened it up to, let's call it 3/4, almost a full length of open water over Navy. Barring catastrophe, I think it'll be the Tigers, and sure enough, unofficially a time of 5:48, it was the Princeton 3V.